Hi. Welcome to this channel. This is Coach Sindhu Ram, Mind Performance Coach. Today we are going to see something like, ma'am, my child is able to recall it right now, but they're not able to recall later on. What is the problem? So I'm going to give you the tricks and tips to recall faster and retain the information for a longer time. So nowadays in our school system, in generally in India, we follow visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Already I've spoken about VAK method. So visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. So visual is by seeing, we learn by textbooks, and auditory by listening to the audio lectures. By staffs are explaining in the classes, we listen to that, and many students learn according to it. And kinesthetic by writing it or experimenting with your labs, or for example, if you're learning about forest, so by exploring, by going to the forest, by going to some museum, by going to beach, where if you want to learn about lakes, ponds, so visiting various lakes and ponds, like this we start exploring and we learn it. So here even same method schools are implementing. So even we are going to learn how through visual, auditory, and kinesthetic method. So then when you said to learn, I'm involving 4 steps here. So you have to learn, write, and involve, and revision method is very important to retain any information for a longer time. Without how many times you are repeating it, when you keep on repeating only, your information is becoming stronger in your brain and you don't forget the data. For example, I usually say, when I ask you about the rhymes, what have you learned in LKG, UKG, you will be able to remember. But even if I ask Johnny, Johnny is Papa, everyone will remember on the spot. But when I ask about, say me the Tirukural in particular, Adhikaram, will not be able to say. When we ask what you learned in the 4th standard, we will not be able to say, because it is not connected to our heart. And we don't keep on repeating. That is very important. How many times we repeat is the very important for having a good memory, and the remembrance of data is very easier. So recalling is only the thing you have to repeat. The number of repetition is very important. Okay, so chunk your data. When you start learning, chunk your data. A chunk is nothing but if you have longer information, break them into smaller pieces. If, for example, if you have bigger goal in your life, you have to break into smaller pieces and try to achieve the goal, right? For example, if I'm planning, I want to take 100 push-ups or 100 sit-ups in a day. Is it possible? That is my goal. So I should start doing like initially with 5, then 10, 15, 20. Later on, it goes to 100. We cannot do in one day and we have to sleep for the 1 week. So break the informations into smaller and try to learn the things. So after learning, it's very important you have to write it by your own hands. By flowchart, you can do it. By mind map technique, you can do it. You can create a colorful mind map and learn, so that your brain attracts very easily about the pictures. So try implementing all these by writing it on your own hands. That is very powerful technique when you start writing. And then after that, you have to involve by teaching others. So for example, um, the perspective of learning for yourself will be less than when you teach others. So if you start teaching others, what happens? You get better understanding of the concept of the lesson. So when you start teaching others, when you start teaching more and more to your friends, family members, whatever it can be, you can teach your friends, you can create a good surrounding environment, so that you can, when you start teaching others, what happens? You get more deeper into the subject. So how interesting is that? Is this is the truth behind, fact behind teaching others. So you get more deeper knowledge about it, and involve some group discussions, include your friends, and have 2 to 3 people in a group discussion, and make them so that you can share one point, even your friends can share one point, so you get more clarity on the subject and put them into a practice. So it's very important. When you make it to a practice, it becomes very perfect. So practice makes man perfect. So start doing this. And as I used to say, always revision is very important to recall the information very faster. Okay, so spaced repetition we have to use here. I've explained already in one of my video. In my upcoming videos also, I'll be telling about what is spaced repetition. Okay, so these are the things you have to do it. It's very simple. Learn it, write it, and teach it. Okay, learn, do, teach others. Very simple. 3 mantra my mentor used to say, learn, do, teach. It was given by Siddharth Rajshekar sir. So please do this. So learn, do, teach. Even it's not only for parents, not only for youngsters. It's for kids also, students. You have to build a habit of cultivating. Like you have to learn more, do, practice on your own hands, and teach your friends. So you get more deeper, more clarity on your subject. Yes. Do you agree with this point? If you agree with this point, please type here. So I have a free ebook download option. You can attend my webinar and you can grab the opportunity of getting my free ebook download option. So it is more prescribed and you will get more clarity on what it is about. Okay, so with this note, I would like to end up. If you have not followed this channel, please follow my channel and subscribe, and please share with your friends so that they also get benefited out of this. Thank you so much for watching this video.